Good morning and welcome to the vlog. I'm Jim from Whatnot Adventures, and I hope you're having a good day. We're having a pretty good day here. We're in Barnwell, South Carolina at the Veterans Memorial Park. I thought we would go and take a look, check out the military displays, take a look at the memorials, and see what there is to see here at the Veterans Memorial Park here in Barnwell, South Carolina. So why don't you come along with me and let's go see what we shall see. Now the park has a walking trail around the circumference of it, which is pretty neat. And then they have these different places where you can stop and take a look. And this here talks about the USS Barnwell, named for Barnwell County, South Carolina. And it was a Haskell class transport of the United States Army during World War II. The ship was launched on September 30th, 1944, and was commissioned January the 19th, 1945. There is an etching of the ship. Now I'm going to leave a link in the video description below for the park. So if you want to take a look at the information that they have here and read a little bit more about it, please feel free to do so. Okay, well, let's go along, see what else we shall see. It is like 9:30 in the morning, and it is already about 82 degrees. I can feel it on my shoulders already. I have to remember I'm in the South, and it is summer. So up here to the right is their main sign, I believe. It says Veterans Memorial Park. And in honor of those who served. Isn't that nice? And here it says an appreciation of Representative Lonnie Hosey, USMC, and Senator Brad Hutto for their dedication and service to our veterans and for their efforts in obtaining funding for this Veterans Memorial Park. And over here, check out this helicopter. We get a side shot here. Pretty neat. Let's see what these are. It says Helicopter Project 17338 was planned and developed by the Vietnam Veterans of America. The Salcohatchee Chapter 828 of Barnwell, South Carolina. We dedicate this helicopter to our brothers and sisters that died, the ones that remained listed as missing in action, and the ones that served in Vietnam. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That's Psalms 23, verse 4. And this talks a little bit more about it. It says it was the Jefferson airplane, served in Vietnam from 1968 to 1972 with the 92nd Assault Helicopter Company, Stallions, and the 190th AHC and the 17th Cavalry A Troop 1st Aviation Brigade. That traffic. The U.S. Army infantry units transported here were the 173rd Airborne Brigade, the 101st Airborne Division, the 1st Cavalry Division, the 4th Infantry Division, the 198th Light Infantry Brigade, the 199th Light Infantry Brigade, the 5th Special Forces, and the United States Marine Corps. Area of operations included Pelicu, the Central Highlands, Dactyl, Benhite, I'm not sure I'm saying these right, Tontum, Banmi, Tukit, Anki, and the entire Second Corps. This included the coastal regions to the Jungle Plateau region near the Cambodian border. Second Corps consisted of the coastal areas, farmlands, plains, and humid triple canopy jungle and high mountains that had been strongholds of the communists for years. And this plaque, the U.S. Army UH-1H helicopter, and this lists the contributors. So it's pretty nice. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Okay, as we continue our walk on this pathway around Veterans Park, looks like we're coming up some white markers. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Now I'm not sure if these are graves or if these are just cenotaphs commemorating service. But this is amazing. There's a couple rows there, and there's a row right there on the other side of the walkway. Let's look at these four here in the front. Revolutionary War. Tarleton Brown, Captain of South Carolina Troops. Revolutionary War, April the 5th, 1757 to September 4th, 1845. Isham Carter, Captain Wickley's Company, 4th South Carolina Artillery, POW, Fall of Charleston, Revolutionary War, 1754-1837, free person of color. Elisha Chavers, Captain Morley's Company, 3rd South Carolina Regiment, Revolutionary War, 1763 to 1827, free person of color. John Busby, Upper Greenville, County Militia, 3rd South Carolina Regiment, Revolutionary War, free person of color. Wow. We'll certainly thank them for their service. Wow. And right behind these stones is this tank. It's pretty neat. Let's see if there's any signage over here. No, there isn't. But I believe I remember seeing a little write-up about this tank on the website. So again, if you'd like to see that, the link will be down in the video description below. All right, back on the pathway. We're just about to the back corner here on the right-hand side as you face the Memorial Park. And here we have a plaque. Robin Lemon, 1916 to 2002, The lighting at the Veterans Park is provided by the city of Barnwell in memory of Rodman Lemon, who served on the Barnwell City Council from 1956 to 1970 and as mayor of Barnwell from 1970 to 1990. Rodman Lemon served his country as a lieutenant in the United States Army during World War II, serving initially in the North Africa campaign and then in the Italian campaign from Anzio to Rome. Well, that's really nice. Thank him for his service. Wow. Okay, let's move on. As I was walking along the path and I was looking at these palm trees, I noticed that at the base, they have plaques. And like this one here, in memory of Patrick Henry Joyner, U.S. Army, World War II, 1942 to 1945, by his family. So every one of these trees along this path here has a little plaque in memory of somebody and their service. And it looks like they were donated by friends or family members. What a beautiful idea. All the way down. That is really, really nice. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But that's just an amazing way to commemorate someone's memory and their service. We are in the coming up on the center of the Veterans Memorial Park here. And we have the U.S. flag, South Carolina flag, and the POWMIA flag in the center of this court area. And looks like we have a couple of memorials here. It's beautiful. Airborne. God bless America. Army, Marines, Navy. United States Army Medal of Honor. 10th Mountain Division. Sergeant First Class Jared C. Monty. 1975. Killed in action 2006. In Nuristan Province, Afghanistan. Freedom is not free. All gave some, and some gave all. That is so true. We get to do the things we're doing today because of the service and sacrifices that our family and friends made serving our country in the military here. And on the back, they have the Air Force, the National Guard, and the Coast Guard. The greatest honor you can give your country is to serve her. The highest honor is to die for her. Be an honorable American. Join the armed forces. Learn honor, respect, discipline, and to love your flag and country. Be a veteran, the true American. Only combat veterans know the true price of freedom. Yes, yes indeed. Wow. Over here on the other side of the flagpoles, we have this World War I memorial dedicated by the Barnwell School District 45 in memory of those from Barnwell County who were killed in action. And it lists the U.S. Air Force, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, and the Navy. And there is a list of those names served in World War I, killed in action. Thank you for your supreme sacrifice and service. Okay. And on the back here is the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Iraqi freedom. And the names of those servicemen and women that died in action. Thank you for your service and ultimate sacrifice. Wow. God bless this country. And in the back left corner of the Memorial Park, they have this display of white crosses. And each cross bears a kind of a replica of a dog tag with a name. What a unique, beautiful way to pay tribute. I don't know if this is a permanent display or if it's temporary, but it's nice that they've done this. Very nice indeed. And in the front left corner of the park, they have this artillery piece on display. Let's see what the plaque says. Property of the American Legion Post 75, Williston, South Carolina, on loan to the Barnwell County Veterans Memorial Park. Well, that's pretty nice. That's real nice. Let's take a look over here. And another sign says the same thing up there. Very nice indeed. Well, I hope you enjoyed our visit here today at the Veterans Memorial Park here in Barnwell, South Carolina. I like going around and visiting, pay respect to those that serve, that are serving, those that gave the ultimate in service, and to see how different areas commemorate their veterans. And this is a pretty nice park. I really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. In fact, let me share this. I was in the Army from 1975 to 1979. I was a 31 mic, multi-channel communications equipment operator, and I served 3.5 years in Ansbach, Germany, attached to the 141st Signal Battalion, and then I came back to Fort Bragg and was attached to the 101st Airborne Division. Why don't you put in your comments down below where you served, where you were attached, what area, and if you didn't serve but you have a loved one, a family member, go ahead and list that. It'd be nice for everybody to see. Pay tribute. Thank you for your service. Thank you that are serving now. And in remembrance, those that gave their lives so that we can be here today in freedom. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, it's your turn. You know, go out and explore this, that, and the other, the whatnots in your life. And until next time, take care, be safe, and bye.